How's it going, everybody? This is the update for Gregtech 6.05.17, and this week was a bit of an off week. There was very little added because Greg was having some demotivating issues to deal with, but he did an awesome job of getting a whole lot of work done in one day. So the main thing, he got the dyes fixed and seafoam fixed. We checked them out in the stream, which you could just see there as well, so they all have their texture again. If you use random things, the Spectra iron is now going to be made in the Crucible. It is a valid material and alloy now for Gregtech. We don't have that in here, so I can't really show you anything about it. But basically, it's the spectrum stuff that you mix with the iron. You'll do that in a Crucible now. And also, the Spectra keys can be put on bookshelves. There was also a ninja fix today for rubber saplings and rubber leaves. He added those to the squeezer. You can see the rubber tree leaves here. If you put them into the squeezer, you will get 2 liters of latex. If you put the rubber sapling into the squeezer, you will get 36 liters. And that is the same for the Gregtech rubber saplings, which will give you 36, and the leaves will give you 2 as well. He had them reversed in the stream this morning, so that was the need for the ninja fix to change them over. He fixed the color of meteoric iron, so now it looks like the meteoric, and I can never spell this properly. There is the meteoric iron from Thylacraft, the meteoric plate, and here's the tools, so the colors are matching now. Leave scan range for logs to be much smaller, yet still perfectly fitting all the GT6 leaves. There was also a change to it that's not mentioned in the change log, that one kind of leaf will not look for another kind of tree. For anybody that's been in a regular forest and cut down a tree in Minecraft, you'll know that if one tree is too close to another tree, you'll still have their leaves left on the tree that you didn't cut down. So like a birch with an oak. That won't happen with Gregtech trees because it will only look for the kind of log that is matching that tree. So blue maho leaves with blue maho logs, willow with willow. We did a lot of testing with this in the stream this morning, and basically if you want to use logs for decoration, make sure it's not what you're going to be farming, because they will still not despawn properly if it's the same kind. Willows are about 4 meters away that it'll still search, but it won't search above. So if I put, these logs up here and manage to get a willow tree to grow below it, which is slim to none because that's about how high they grow, the leaves would not look for that log up there, only the ones below it. So you could use it as like a rafter above, but using the same one underneath the tree isn't going to work. But it does check a much shorter area, and it does check for the type of log now. So that change is nice. If you'd like to see the actual testing, go check out the stream that we did this morning. It was about halfway through. Tooltip now mentions the funnel and tap. So like for the wooden barrels here, you'll see there's no GUI. Use tiny funnel and tap to interact with. So anything that doesn't have a GUI, like the tanks should, I haven't looked this up, but they should also have that same thing on them. No GUI, use tiny funnel and tap to interact is also on the tanks. So anything that doesn't have a GUI will tell you that that is how you are to interact with that, so it's easier for people that don't know. Crates can now no longer be opened via the crafting recipe. If you are unaware, you could, up until this point, if I can figure out where I put it, there it is, you could actually take one of these crates and a crowbar, put it in your inventory slot here, and you could get the 16 dust out of it. That no longer works. But you can still do the crate in world, pop it with a crowbar, and get the 16 dust out. Now, if you want to keep the crate, you need to use the unboxinator. Then you'll actually get the crate and the 16. The in world will only give you its contents. Monkey wrench mode has been added to the electric wrench, which is awesome. It gives you an extra reason to make the electric wrench, other than the fact that it takes less durability damage when used and more convenient. This way you right click with it and you get monkey wrench. So you have two wrenches in one, so you can carry less tools around with you. So now I have a LV tungsten carbide, as always, wrench that will take the place of my regular wrench and my monkey wrench. Also, for crafting, you can use them in the charging table, in case anybody doesn't realize that we have such a thing. There is a charging version of the work table, if I can find it. I think it's called a charging, yeah, right here, charging crafting table. So if you make one of these, you can actually charge them inside of it. And there's also an electric screwdriver as well, so you can use that in there as well and charge your tools while you're crafting. Let's see. And then he added bottles for the 8 remaining beanie juices that didn't have one before. And part of this was also adding recipes. The Ninja Fix, there was no recipe for the potato juice, the hops juice here, and the weedy juice and the weedy hop juice. Those did not have a recipe. That was fixed in the Ninja Fix as well. The 8 that he added, I do believe, were peach, elderberry. I know it was at least those 2, and there was a few others. Maybe I think the potato was one as well, but I'm not sure exactly which ones. But I know at least those were. And then last but not least, we now have smoothies from Gregtech. So look these up here. You now have grape smoothies of 2 flavors up to pear. Just about every fruit you had, you have a smoothie variety of it. I would say it's probably the same list that you have from Pam's, plus or minus one here or there. Pam's smoothies are no longer craftable, as you would expect with Greg playing with food. But the recipe for these is not that difficult and not that much different. There is even a fruit juice, F-R-O-O-T, and that is made from your generic fruit. And all of the smoothies use crushed ice and fruit juice, 125 of each, which will make the 250 liters, and that is exactly what is needed to make one bottle. Now, crushed ice is very easy to get. There are a couple ways of doing it. One is the new cryo freezer that was added last week. Use the selector tag 0 with water, and you will get crushed ice, and it is super quick. We have 2,000 liters of it sitting right here. All you gotta do is put a tank or the mixer you're going to be mixing it in underneath. But you can also do it manually, and Crazy has that set up over here in her cafe to how you can do it early game. She has the ice way of doing it, because that's what I gave her. But you can also do it with snowballs. Do you have any snowballs happen to be laying around?
They're not hard to get.
Oh yeah, you got Bob over there. Hey Bob, we need to talk to you.
But we don't. We have ice.
Okay.
Lunch.
Yeah, we'll do that. The snowballs, you can juice them as well. There we go. You can juice a snowball, and it gives you 250 liters of crushed ice. Now, what she's doing is ice in the juicer. One of them will give you 1,000 liters. So she's going to have all. One block does 1,000.
Oh, then I'm wasting ice.
Just a little. And then
lot.
You put it in with your juice, which she already has in the mixing bowl. Now,
has apple juice in there.
The only kind of issue with this is it doesn't change color. So
the pineapple juice did.
The apple does not. I have not seen any difference in the juice and the smoothie. And there is an apple smoothie. Now, one thing I did notice with this that some people, mainly Crazy, may not like is it is not acceptable to drink juices or smoothies all the time. You will get hunger eventually if you drink too many of them.
That's nuts.
I had it happen to me outside when I was working in a factory. I was carrying about 8 of these around, and I took a drink of one. It was about the 4th or 5th I drank, and I got hunger. And I was like, what in the hell? So I asked Greg, and he said, yep, it's the same with juices. So that is
Why?
our, don't know, you have to ask Greg that one. That is our official update. Now, there is one little warning. Last update, the fluids in the filters got a little wonky from his change, and apparently they did as well this week. Hopefully, this is all going to be changed, but this was changed from Reed water to current smoothie. You can see on the sign there, that's why we have the sign to tell us what it is in this tank here. So this is going to have to be changed back to Reed. Careful of this one. This is nut oil, and it's actually on Reed water. If our nut oil tank would have been empty, the Reed water would have came into it. Luckily for us, Crazy had Reed water coming in, but there was already nut oil in the tank, so now it's just stuck in the pipe. And that's how we figured out that those had changed. So now we're going to change those after the video so everything is right, but we wanted to show you guys and let you know to watch out for that when you update this time. Also, if you updated early this morning, make sure you get the Ninja fix that came out right about the time I ended the stream. So 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It would be about 6 hours later than that for you if you're in continental Europe. And anywhere else in the world, you can figure it out yourself because I'm lucky to know what time it is anywhere else other than where I live. So that's your update video. As always, thank you to Crazy for the assistance with the food part. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave me a comment or go talk to Greg in his IRC or on the IC2 Gregtech 6 forums. And if I can't answer the question, I will pass along to Greg and get you your answer directly. Thank you and have a great day.
Bye.